All right, we are live. What's up? We're going to jump into 11 rules every man should know for the laws of long-term success, things your dad should have taught you. And this is very special because we're going to go deep. I'm going to give you a PowerPoint presentation. I got it all queued up here, and I don't usually do this. I'm going to try to give you as much value as possible, not holding back, as if you were one of my mentoring students. I'm going to tell you everything I know. Every year I think about what are the most impactful lessons that I've learned that I've developed as a man that's now 40 years old, and I try to share those with you. So I'm going to do that with you right here today. Oh yeah. All the rules that a man should know. All right. So if you're just joining me, what's up? My name's Madison. I'm a social skills coach. I've been practicing this for 18 years myself and teaching it professionally around the globe for 8 years. That's 736 live events, everything from social confidence to being a better person, living your purpose, and lessons I wish I learned with wealth. So I'm going to share those today with you in the presentation that we have geared up. This is going to be tight. It's going to be intense. This is going to be really dope. It's going to be the best stuff that I can come up with. I'm going to be sharing it with you and breaking it down on all kinds of levels and details. So this is going to be legit, ladies and gentlemen. This will be legit. All right. I'm going to give you a full-on PowerPoint presentation. And what's up to everybody that's live on Instagram joining us as well? What's up? What's up? You guys can follow along, listen to what I'm saying. And without further ado, let's crack into it. Shall we? Indeed, we shall. All right. So, first rule: money is a measure. It is not a purpose. Money is a measure. It is not a purpose. So, for myself, I used to really hate on people that were successful financially and rich and things like that. I would say they are successful financially, and I don't want to be anything like that because they put money at the root of everything that they are as a human being. And I came to realize that that's no way to think about it. And I think I got this understanding of life originally growing up in the church. My family was very spiritual, and you might hear all the time, money is the root of all evil. Money is a bad thing. And so you condition yourself to have a poverty mentality. Jesus was a carpenter. Maybe I should be a carpenter. Things like that. Now, this is no way to live your life successfully because you will get stuck in a rat race of either doing a job you don't like or not being all that you could be, that you have the potential to be. And the correct way, or an adjusted way to look at it that we can observe this, is money is not your purpose, but it can be a measure of how well in life you are winning. It's keeping score on the scoreboard, right? Because let's look at this over here. Money is not the root of all evil. It's a tool, a reflection of your value. Like points on the scoreboard, it shows your ability to create impact. So, hey, you're not necessarily a bad person because you got money. It's just thinking about it differently, thinking about money differently. I think of some other examples that were biblical as well, like Job in the Bible. The guy had everything, lots of land, lots of family, everything you could ever want. And then this guy ended up having a huge sickness, but he came back and he was better than ever. More land, more calves, more deep relationships with his wife, a better wife, I think. So there's many people historically that have done a lot for society. I think of Elon Musk too, right? Really think about this guy. Elon Musk is the richest man on earth. Is he not? Okay. But how much of an impact is he making to every single society? How do you measure that impact when you think of his contributions to robotics, contributions to transportation with cars, contribution to the solar system, contribution to everything? The people in America right now that are having a huge problem with the flood that happened, and he sent Starlink over there. Well, how much did he deserve financially in order for being able to help people's lives? And here's another thing too. This idea about Occupy Wall Street. Oh, every corporation is bad. Every huge conglomerate is bad. Every company is bad. Really, when you have a company, you've taken the risk to make an impact on the world. You take the risk. A buddy of mine has a huge company, makes $200 million a year. And this is a guy who started this company, literally had a mentor, but for a lot of his life, for 3 years, he was in the basement of his house, working without a huge company, working without anybody believing in him. He sacrificed 3 years of his life. So because he made that risk, he took the risk, doesn't he not deserve the reward that he did? The financial risk of putting his cash in, and putting his cash in, and putting his cash in again, betting on himself, betting on himself, betting on himself. Does he not deserve that reward? So, I shifted the way I looked at it because I realized the belief that I had about success was not something that helped me. It was something that held me back. And I shifted my belief of success to, all right, what is the best way to look at money? What is the best way to look at success? What is the best way to improve myself? And if I take the risk, will I deserve the risk that I get, the reward of that risk? Heck yeah. Takeaway, focus on your purpose. Wealth is a byproduct of meaningful work, not to mention adding value to others. And it's a tool to take care of others and build your legacy. Let's not even forget about that. Like, the more money you have, the more you can take care of people around you, the more you can help people that have problems. I took my mother to the clinic today, and she has great eyesight. She has an iPad. She can read her iPad or read her stuff, even read at night. She has great eyesight. She's 76. And they told her today that she had cataracts. And we live in a country where the government will take care of it. But what if we lived in a country where the government would not take care of it and we would have had no money for it? Money is an important way to be able to take care of people that you care about. Money is not important when you're doing well, but it's very important when you're suffering. Thought of the day. All right, number 2, rule I learned: your network is your net worth. Of course, you've probably heard something similar to this before. It's not revolutionary. But what I realized is that this is more about power, okay? You cannot just get power. Power must be given to you in a lot of ways. There's an amazing book that was written called 48 Laws of Power. And of course, The Art of War by Shang Sun. There's also the 50th Law. There is, what's that other book that was written about power and success? Can't remember the name of it. It's slipping my mind right now. A few books, Machiavelli, The Prince. But throughout all these books, they kind of, fail to mention very clearly the how-to. And the how-to I learned is that power is given to you. Power is not something that you take or you create. It comes from somewhere. It's like energy. It exists, and you get people on your side in your network, and they give it to you. And then the way that it works is you are down with their causes. You help them to make more money. You help them to achieve their goals. The powerful people, you align yourself with them. And then once you're aligned with them, they now rally together and they say, you are one of us, one of us. And then they give you the keys to the kingdom or the pathway to the White House. That's how it works. That's the ebb and flow of power. Somebody says here in the chat, split the difference. Nah, it wasn't split the difference. It was The Prince by Machiavelli. I try to study these books religiously. Success is rarely achieved alone. The people you surround yourself with will determine your opportunities and your growth. They give you power when they say so. There's going to be people that you like that give you power, and there's going to be people that you don't like that give you power. But either way, they should be on your side and they should be invested in your success. To just say, I'm going to do it alone doesn't work. You need a team of people behind you. A team of people behind you. Could Trump have gotten the White House if Elon didn't back him? If Rogan didn't back him? If all these people were not on his side, would Trump have had the White House? Right? He had to rally the power people, the power players, and also rally the people, the everyday common man. Building relationships with individuals who change and inspire you, authentic connections are the foundation of personal and professional success. That was a takeaway. So it's not just your network is your net worth, but your network gives you the power to increase your net worth. You see what I'm saying here? Catching what I'm putting down? You rocking with me? All right, let's keep it going. Next one, number 3. Success. This is huge, by the way. Success is limited by stability, not improvement. Your success is limited by how stable you are, not your rate of improvement, right? A lot of us think we want to get rich quick. We want to be successful quick. And if you're 25, 30 and you're thinking this, I mean, go balls to the wall, put all your energy into it in life, man. You have the ability to go bankrupt if you want to and bounce back from bankruptcy in 7 years. Like go hardcore. You'll never be so homeless that you're on the street at 25. You can't find a couch for somebody to crash on or a family member to give you food. Your risk potential is very, very low. Your risk downside is very low at your age. But when you start looking at success longer, you start thinking like, all right, you're 40 now or 35. Was it that you pushed really hard or was it that you crashed out? Most people that I've seen be failures at whatever they're doing it because they crash out. That's what happens. It's not your rate of improvement, it's how fast you crash out. That's what limits your success, because when you crash out, you ultimately go down to zero and you lose all that compound effort, that compound interest you put in. That's the problem. I want you to think of all the athletes you know. Okay, let's think about this for a second. The basketball player, the rapper who makes friends with people in his hood and then he blows up. He gets a major record deal with Rockefeller or Def Jam or some big music label. He then takes his friends from the hood with him and they're his manager and they're his tour manager. But they're still from the hood, so they got a bad mindset and they pull out a gun and now he's in trouble. He's lost it all because he's got a court case and he can't defend himself and he loses everything based on what somebody else did. Or even look at Diddy, right? Diddy's in the news, the diddler, and he had, what, $1 billion and 5 kids, and now he's going to go to jail for life, and they're taking all of his money. So Diddy's going to lose everything he made for his kids. He's going to leave his kids poor, broke, destitute, and penniless because the companies that he used or he created, he used them in his trafficking. So he actually has nothing left at the end of the day. What does he have to leave his kids? What's his legacy? Nothing. Right? So if we think about it that way, man, that's a big mistake. It's not about how fast you grow or how much you rise. It's about not crashing out. That's what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Focus on consistency and sustainability over rapid growth. There is strength in stability. That's how the compounding results come. Strength and stability. Discipline ensures long-term success. That was huge. I mean, again, think of like the NFL player has a great 4 years of his career, amazing 4 years. But then most football players don't know that their career only lasts 4 years. They think it goes on forever. Then they get a huge knee injury, damage their body, and they were living at a certain speed. They didn't invest the money or save it in a certain way. And that was as rich as they were ever going to be. And then they lose it all. And that's it. Game over. So it really isn't about how successful you are, how fast you are successful. It's about do you not crash out. That's what it's all about. By the way, it's Black Friday. And I'm a lover and a fighter, but I love you guys. And for Black Friday, I want to give you $1,000 discount on my mentoring that I have. All right, I do monthly mentoring sessions with calls. You get access to all of my old videos that are no longer available, my delisted videos, access to my conversation course, access to my social circle hacking. And you also get the Madison AI bot, because we always stay up with technology, right? And all that's available for Black Friday, which is right now, not later in a few weeks. Right now, we're starting it early. You get a $1,000 discount on it and a free month of mentoring. So if you're on Instagram, you're checking us out, you're interested in knowing more about that, then what I'd recommend you do is send me the word Black Friday in my DMs. DM me. We'll chat about it. We'll see what your goals are, your things that are holding you back. Make sure the offer is right for you. And if you're on YouTube watching this, there's a link in the description and in the comments. You can take a look at that, all right? Drop a like on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for popping in. We can do this more often. If you're on Instagram watching this, pop in as well. All right. We're going to adjust the volume here and go to the next lesson. All right. Next lesson. Lesson number 4. Rule number 4. The power of measurement and direction. All right, there's something, I got a picture here for you guys on YouTube. You can see this. It's something called a 24-inch gauge, okay? It's used in measuring. And this is a Masonic principle. 24-inch gauge means 24 inches. It's a ruler that's 24 inches long. And you can use that ruler and divide it equally into 8 parts of work, whatever your work, your labor is, your task. 8 parts of your sleeping, because you got to sleep, you got to recharge. But then you still have 8 hours left, 8 parts for whatever it is that you want to do. Worship, your family, any projects that you personally have. So the biggest misfortune in life that people usually have that I've noticed, and maybe you're a victim of this and I've been a victim of this, is that you work really hard for somebody else for 8 hours a day, and then you get home and you want to waste that other 8 hours on TV or TV in moderation is fine, but you waste it on something that's not useful to you. A vice, drinking, alcohol, gambling, women, you waste it, right? But we all have that same 24 hours in a day. Everybody's been impactful in the world, from Leonardo da Vinci to Michelangelo to Martin Luther King to Nelson Mandela to Benjamin Franklin to the president of Argentina, who's killing it right now. Everybody, 24 hours in a day. So it's that remaining 8 that we usually mess up, right? Or maybe that remaining 8 that we don't use to our fullest potential. I know for myself, it's been that remaining 8 that I didn't measure. Sometimes I would just waste it, right? The biggest crime sometimes is measuring it. If we don't even measure it, we don't know where we're at. We don't know what's left. We don't know our current position in life. And we feel like time just slips by because we're not measuring it. So I'm really strict with the calendar now. I calendar everything. I use the app Motion to track my day-to-day schedules, my task. It's an automatic AI improvement app, so it does your calendar automatically. Just measuring what you're losing. I used to have a friend that would say to me, what doesn't get measured doesn't grow. And he was serious about this. He won a bodybuilding competition. And I would say to him, yeah, man, I'm eating healthy just like you. And he's like, yeah, check the labels. I'm like, man, I don't need to check the labels. I eyeball the food. I know how much it is. He's like, nah, check the labels. Put it into MyFitnessPal. And I put it in, and I would see that there was actually a lot of hidden calories in the fats and in the carbohydrates and stuff like that. And I would go over my macros. And I realized, wow, every day I'm overeating 300 to 400 calories more than I thought. So I came to the realization after that time, okay, he was right. I thought I was doing the right thing, but he was right. Whatever doesn't get measured cannot be improved. So a lot of times with ourselves, we're not measuring our day-to-day, how we're spending our time. We're not seeing out where our bills are. We're not defining how we're messing up. And then we slack off even more. We slack off even more. We lose even more. So got to be aware of measuring the task, measuring the amount of work that needs to be done, measuring how you're falling off, where you're falling off, measuring how much effort it will take in advance, measuring your task and seeing how much effort they will take of you accurately. This is deep. All right. Rule 5, life is a storm, baby. Life is a storm. So there's a beautiful movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you get the chance to watch this movie, you should definitely check it out. It's called The Count of Monte Cristo, written by a really smart guy. This is not just a regular movie. There's a lot of hidden meanings in this movie. This guy was part of a lot of organizations and groups and had access to very, very great knowledge, the author of it, okay? And in this movie, there's a quote that says, "Life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when the storm comes." Meaning, we all have opposition. We will have challenges. We will have days, weeks, months where everything is going bad and it seems like it will not improve. But what that does mean is that we will then have days, weeks, and months where everything seems better. The same way there's downswings, there's upswings in life. It's cyclical, or like a cycle. It is the law of the universe. Bad things cannot persist forever, and good things cannot persist forever. However, when things are bad, we tend to rely on God and say it's bad luck. When things are good, we think that we are the creators of our success and we are destined for great things. But it goes both ways. Adversity is inevitable. And strength really is how you respond to those challenges and moving forward with resilience whenever you have those challenges. So what can we do? Well, we can't make things good all the time, but we can choose how we handle those bad things. We can say, all right, let's embrace things that are challenges as an opportunity for us to grow. And we can develop skills while we're down. Like when you're down, you can develop things that make you better. Very similar to like when you go to the gym, you're breaking down your muscles and that makes you be able to be stronger the next time. You're recompositioning yourself. So adversity is the thing in which you recomposition yourself through life. Adversity is the thing that makes you, if you choose to use it and transform it into something that makes you sharper, more diligent with your time, more focused, more locked in. It's an opportunity. Because every level, there's a new devil of opportunity. Or every level of opportunity, there's a new devil you got to face. Down with it? You liking it? All right, I'm liking it too. Let's keep rocking. All right. Rule 6. Wisdom paired with power changes the game. So this is huge, man. This is huge. This is one of my latest things I've been learning and working on. And this came to me due to the fact of most of my life, I thought I was pretty smart. That's kind of a weird thing to say, right? I don't mean to be cocky saying that, but I thought I was smart. Like I went to good schools. I was good in some academics, not all. I failed a lot of like French class and some other stuff I would fail a lot. Like, was it history I'd fail? Oddly enough, I like it now. But I was intelligent in some ways. Plus, I did an IQ test and I was 145. So that wasn't enough. Being smart was never enough. It doesn't get you anywhere. Some of the smartest people you know are probably the most awkward people you know. Even yourself, maybe you are an introverted person. And being an introverted person, you think that, all right, maybe I should be doing well. But most introverted people are not excessive, not narcissistic, which sometimes to be successful in life, you got to be a little narcissistic and conceited and have a big ego, right? So my point is being smart doesn't make you do well. In fact, usually it's quite the opposite. So the rule here we have is that wisdom paired with power is what changes the game. There's a quote here I'm going to say from Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Wisdom is better than strength. All right. But the poor man's wisdom is despised. You ever been really good at something and nobody cared, or maybe they made fun of you, right? Teacher's pet, made fun of in the class in school. So it doesn't matter if you're wise, okay? Because if you're poor and you're wise, you're despised. You're a poor, wise guy. And that is despicable. Poor, wise guy despised. And his words are no longer heeded. So ain't nobody paying attention to him. Ain't nobody paying attention to him when he's poor and despised. He is despised, in fact. So what's the key here? The key here is like, if we think about it, the goal is to be wise and to be powerful at the same time, or to be wise and rich, because then if people will actually listen to you, that's what you want to have if you want to have an impact on the world and people. So the insight here: wisdom without power is often ignored. Knowledge must be paired with influence and action. Big takeaway: align yourself with powerful individuals to develop your own influence, and use both to lead with purpose. We talked about this a little bit before, right? Aligning yourself with power. So again, I'll put it to you in a different way. Social skills. That is your access to power. That is your access to wealth and success. If you have no finances or no wealth, the biggest thing you could do is learn social skills. That will give you emotional intelligence and empathy. You can then go take that, get a sales job within a week, and have the highest potential of income because you're working for yourself when you do a sales job. Everybody that's also successful has sales experience. Many of the top entrepreneurs are good. They can give an elevator pitch to even get financing, venture capital, all that stuff. They have to have the leadership qualities to be a leader, to walk into a room, have people look at them, dominate an environment, control the energy, get attention, have people follow them. That's all social skills. Every single part of that is social skills. Every part of that. Ultimate leadership. And that's relationships too. If you want to have a woman follow you, like you, get on your program, believe in you, then that woman needs you to be a leader. She's got to know you can handle issues that come up, challenges. You don't back down. She's got to trust your strength. That is a skill also. So if this is your year, man, 2023 was not, 2024 was not, we're rolling up to 2025. You want to make this year the best year, work on these skills. Everything you want is on the opposite side of these skills and on the opposite sides of conversations with new people. So again, we'll drop the link here in the Instagram and in the chat on YouTube. Black Friday discount on mentoring, $1,000 discount. Get that now while you can. There's a link here for an application on YouTube in the comments and description. Fill out the link and a brief application. We'll chat on the phone about that. We'll rap about it, and we'll get you to move forward, get you the results you want, like everybody else. 100% money back guarantee. You'll get the results you want. If it's 4 new people in your life, you'll get that in 30 days, or your money back, or I'll work with you until you do get that result. Guaranteed. Nothing to lose, no risk, all right? And this promotion is happening just now for Black Friday. For those of you on Instagram, just DM me the word Black Friday to take advantage of this. Take advantage of me. Take advantage of this, take advantage of me. All right. Discipline is the foundation of growth, obviously, but sacrifice. I've looked at sacrifice differently. I started to look at this year sacrifice as something you can be proud of. The sacrifice of letting go of something to get somewhere else. The sacrifice of killing who you used to be, killing the boy to become the man. The sacrifice of when I was a boy, I put away childish things. When I was a boy, I was young and mature. When I became a man, I put away childish things. That whole concept is just really amazing. That you can literally become who you want due to the level of sacrifice you're willing to make. Like, what would it take to become Mr. Olympia in bodybuilding? I was watching this guy last night, 6-time Mr. Olympia. He's like, my joints are messed up. My back is messed up. I'm pretty sure he took like some enhancing chemicals or testosterone or whatever. But he made a sacrifice to his body to get 6 times Olympia. to where he wanted to go. I'm not saying you got to do that, you got to destroy that, or I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing. That's for all of us to decide individually, right? But we can have that conversation. But it's at the end of the day, you can't deny the results that came from a sacrifice he was making. At the end of the day, eliminating the distractions to build the habit. Because ultimately, even if you get the success, you can't keep it if you have bad habits. We were talking before about these people that have vices, right? Discipline, addicted to alcohol, addicted to gambling, and then they end up losing everything because they don't have the habits to maintain the success. You could be Diddy, bro. Lose it all. You can lose it all like Diddy. So, rule 8, time is your most valuable resource. Time. Let's talk about time for a bit. All right. When you are, I don't know how old you are watching this, but I'm 40, okay? When you are 25 years old, you might look at life and say, hey, I got plenty of time left. And therefore, through your perception of time, you might waste it on things that don't really matter. Skills that you think are kind of important, but maybe they're not that important. For example, if you don't know what you want to study in school, you might go and do social. Back in my days, everybody would do that. Or you would go and do something else, art. And I think, hey, I'm using my time, I'm pursuing something because I don't know what I want to do. But then when you turn about 40, you look back at your life, the last 20 years, and you say, oh man, I pursued skills that were actually useless. So not every skill is useful. Not every skill is like worth it to pursue. And some of them really hold us back and are not worth it and deteriorate our life when we get there and we regret it. We spend a good quality time or a good time on foolish things. And also, advertently, when you're 40, you might look at your life and say, wow, actually, there's some areas of my life that I focused on. I could use my time better to focus on these things better. And then I would have even a greater life. So it's really interesting, the perception of when you're 20 to 40 and 40 to 60. These are like two phases of your life, but the 20 to 40 is your prime. It's called the sunrise, and the 40 to 60 is more the sunset or even midday. And the way you perceive your use of time is completely different. Was my life worth it? Did I make the efforts I could have made in family, success, in health, in wealth, in relationships? Am I happy with me living my purpose? Did I ignore too much of it? Was I selfish with myself and therefore didn't make a contribution to my passions, to the world, society? Big questions we all got to ask when we are 20, 40, or 60. Failure reflects internal alignment. Rule 9. Yeah. Use failure as a mirror. Reflect. Learn and refine yourself to ensure your actions align with your long-term goals. After each setback, take time to analyze what went wrong, how you could improve. You know, I want to talk about, for a moment, this idea of I'm not really impressed with somebody who is successful. If you have made $500,000 this year because you're a social media influencer, I don't care about your Lambo pick. I don't. What I'm impressed with is if you made $500,000, lost it, and then made it back again. That's impressive to me. Because I've had that stage in my career. You know, there was a year that the China cough hit, 2019. That year I had a great year. Then the China cough hit, lowest sales year of business ever because I do seminars. Couldn't even leave the house to do a seminar. No booking hotel rooms. Then next year came back and had my best year ever when things started to open up. So making a bag one time is not impressive to me at all. And it shouldn't be impressive to you. Why should it be? They were just right place, right time, found something that worked and did it over and over and hammered down on it. But it doesn't mean they can do it again. Doesn't mean they can do it again. If you lost it all, could you do it again? That's what I want to know about. That's impressive to me. That's real success. That's where you want to have that ability, where it's a skill set, right? Your success, is linked to a skill. It's linked to your ability to come back, not linked to your ability to generate success one time in your life. Because that's like pretty lame. Because if you had the success, you probably couldn't keep it. If you had the wealth, you couldn't keep it. If you had the fame, you would lose it. You'd be like a boy band member. Those boy bands back in the 90s, like they would be really baller, and then they have all these girls and all this money, and then it's like you see like a documentary on them, like what happened to them? They couldn't come back. They couldn't reinvent themselves. They were talented, but they didn't have the skills to be successful long term, all that stuff. So it doesn't really matter. One-time success does not matter. Transferable success and skills is what matters the most. I don't care if you made $500,000. I don't care if you made $750K. I don't care if you made 1 million. Not impressed. I am not impressed. Who says that? Is it that coach? No, George St. Pierre. Your performance does not impress me. I am not impressed by your performance. That's how I'm feeling about that. So your perception of how you, like if you're 25 and you're watching this or 30, your perception is like, man, if I could just have one blow up, that'd be great. But the perception you should have is, can I maintain a slow and steady increase for a long time? Can I have a career that's 15, 20, 30 years if I want to in this field I'm doing? Instead of like, can I get a quick bag in and out and then I got to go into hiding? Something to think about. Something to think about. These are just thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, and lessons. Take them as you will. Take them as you will. As you desire. All right, I'm going to go to some of the questions that we have that are going to be popping up. We're going to have some questions here on Instagram, questions here on YouTube. I'm going to take the questions, read the answers, or give you the answers, have some conversations. Chess Mastery says, what's up, Madison? Following you since 2016. I appreciate that. Aqua Structure says, define success in your own terms. Yeah, that's exactly it. What is successful to you in your own terms? You know what? Before, to me, success was like, I don't know, what was success to me before? It definitely is not what it is now. I will tell you that 100%. Let's switch screens here. Success to me versus now versus before. I'll tell you what it looks like right now, and you'll laugh, all right? Success to me now is something that you wouldn't expect. You'd laugh at it. You're gonna be holding your belly hysterically or in disbelief. To me, it's a nice espresso that's made with a gourmet bean, pistachio ice cream with a brownie, the ability to see at least one family member a week, spend 3 to 4 hours with them, seeing my mother every second or second day, spending time with her, the ability to do what I want as a passion in my free time, to work really hard and to put my full energy into my work, the energy expenditure of my body, to use my body to be able to move it in motions and directions that I want, when I want, at will, without pain. Money to go somewhere and buy something without having to think about, do I have the money to go somewhere and buy something? And the free time to not feel pressured. So freedom. So success to me would be even being in a place where I'm living tax-free or discounted, not in North America, versus being in North America and being on a rat race. Like I have a buddy of mine, he spent 200K, he made it in crypto, right? He had 400K. He spent 200 of it on a house in Budapest. He's got a property manager managing that. It's paid off in cash. Then he spent another 200K on a place in Greece. And he just proposed to a girl. He's getting married. And I think that looks like success. because if you spend all your money on one rental income property that's generating money for you, it's got 100% occupancy because it's at a being managed by a company that guarantees that 100% occupancy. And you're getting a 10% return on that every single year, which is 20K of your 200K investment. By the way, that's euros. Could you live on 30K in euros in a cheap country like Greece or Czech Republic or Budapest? Yeah, you could. Now multiply that by 2 because he's got that property and the property he lives in, so he's not paying rent. And you got a beautiful girl with you and you're on the beach side, man. And those properties only go up in value over time, man. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Not gonna lie. That's a nice definition of success. So what is success for me? I mean, I travel the world multiple times. I don't really care to be like on a boat in Ibiza or at that tower in Dubai taking a photo. I don't really care. I'll go to Dubai at some point, but that's not successful to me. I'm not trying to show off to anybody, show up and show out. I don't really care. Did it all, lived it all. Silent successes, internal glory, private wins. And if you don't have that, I would encourage you to disappear for a year, build your successful, come back and change the world. Build your success and then to come back and change the world. That's also a line from The Count of Monte Cristo. Great movie. Great movie. All right. So what I've been saying is pretty interesting to you maybe. And I think there's more that I could share with you. I'd love to share with you. I gave you an offer for my mentoring before, and perhaps that sounds amazing, but it's not in your budget. That's totally fine. I want to make sure everybody that stayed this long to the end gets what they need. By the way, if you watched this long to the end, give me the word boss in the comments and give me a thumbs up. Write the word boss and a thumbs up in the comments, so I know you watched to the end. Now, I'm not going to leave you hanging dry. I'm going to help you to keep leveling up. So I will give you a 50% off on Social Circle Hacking, the digital program. It is available for Black Friday. Okay. So you go to socialcirclehacking.com. That's all a URL, socialcirclehacking.com. There'll be a discount there, 50% off. You can grab that. You can do it. It's possible. We had it on special before, and I was not going to put it up, but it was like Black Friday. People were asking me, so I'm doing it for the people that are asking me. Don't want to leave no man behind. Do not leave you stranded. You know what I mean? Help you out in whatever way I can. For me, it's not a big deal. I barely make anything off of those. It's more of like, it's just available so people can get it. And if one day they learn so much from it that they're like just flabbergasted and they're like over the moon, it changes their life, and they want to one day do a bigger program, that's great. But I want to at least help them to get their foot in the door and improve their life. All right. So I'm satisfied. Are you satisfied? I gave you a lot of gems. We had a good conversation. I think this was fun. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would encourage you to, like I said, you made it to the end, write the word boss and a thumbs up. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Hello, what's up, Instagram family? And if you want to see more of these, let me know. I'll break out the PowerPoints. First time I did this, it took a little bit longer, about 2 hours of prep time. But I think if these do better than usual, we'll do more of them. All right, that's it for now. That's it for me. More videos coming up soon in the corners. Check them out. Keep in touch. Time for dinner. I'm off. Cheers.